G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza, and in this video we're going to be celebrating the 1 year birthday anniversary of the Draw with Jazza YouTube channel by animating an avatar of myself dancing. Because that's how I roll. So anyways, getting stuck into it, because why not? It's always fun to do something a bit different. I've got my avatar of me that I have in my pre-roll and post-roll in most of my recent tutorials. And I'm going to be animating this dude dancing to this music. Alrighty, so what I've got here so far is I have this all in one movie clip. And on the stage I have a graphic, and if I go inside this graphic, it's just this character here, which I'm going to take all these parts and distribute them to layers. So you can see all the different parts we have here. We have the shadow, the back arm, the legs, the torso, the front arm, and the head. Now, as is mentioned at the end of most of my tutorials, and if you're unfamiliar with my channel, you can look at and change and play with this file, the finished animation, by clicking the link in the description. So I thought I'd let you know now in case you don't make it to the end of the video where that's usually mentioned. But yes, if you have Adobe Flash CS3 and above, you will be able to muck around with this and see how it's done and you know, make variations, whatever you want to do. Anyways, so yes, I've got these layers here, and I have pre-timed the beat of the song so that this graphic loops in time with the song. So as you can see in this top layer, where I have beat written down now, I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I go back outside to this other movie clip, the external movie clip, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I timed it in such a way that this graphic will loop in time with the music. So that when I animate this dude dancing to the 4 beats, that will loop. Pretty simple. Now this tutorial itself isn't so much a tutorial, just kind of showing a bit of my process, and you can look at it yourself. I'm not going to go into detail of everything because it's probably going to take me quite a while. So the first thing I'm going to do before I get stuck into animating him dancing is I'm going to make him wear appropriate attire. Some party clothes. Bit of a birthday suit, if you know what I mean. And there we go, I'm pretty happy with that. I look adequately naked and ready to party. Perhaps he should be holding a bottle of alcohol. Nah, it's alright. Okay, so I've got my nearly naked Jazza here ready to dance, And these are the layers that I ended up with. I have the shadow, I have the back arm, I have the body all on one layer because the motion I want to end up looking fluid. So I'm going to be doing this more frame by frame based. And the arm, so they're not movie clips or anything or graphics. This is a graphic, and the sash will have a few different variants, but I don't want to have to redraw that all the time. Unless I might have to make it look fluid, but for now, that's what I've got. And I've got the head. And inside the head, it's all just on the one frame at the moment. But what I plan on doing is a few poses of the face, a few little, you know, little interesting expressions. So rather than animating the face continuously, each different loop will have a little expression associated with it. So I'm going to create a few of those. So I'll make this my default #1 pose. Okay, so I'm going to create a new frame for these, and I'm going to create a new face pose. So I'm going to have the eyebrows up like this. I'm going to select the eyes, have the lids lowered even though you can barely see it. And I'm going to make a variant of the mouth. So this is the mouth I had for lip syncing, but I'm not going to be using these. Is it worth keeping them? Look, I'll keep them just to have them there, so you can mess with them later if you want to have a look at them, but I'm going to create a few poses here. So I have my jaw, which I'll keep at the top of my head. I'm going to delete that, and I'll keep the beard. Excuse me while I sneeze. It's not happening. I'll let it happen later. Anyway, okay. So I want a sexy mouth. I want like a puckered lips thing. So now I'm going to go in here and add my puckered lips. It's a really dumb habit of mine. I kind of feel exposed even telling you this because you might notice it in all my other tutorials now. But when I draw a certain vivid expression or emotion, I tend to naturally hold it on my own face. So just then I noticed it when I'm like drawing the puckered lips, I subconsciously end up, you know, making the shape in my face. And I guess it's just to kind of see like subconsciously where the muscles pull, or like maybe it's just like a, I don't know, to make it feel the same. I have no idea, but that I'd do it. Like if I draw like a really angry person, I'll end up being like, my whole face will be scrunched up, or like really happy, and I'll be like that. It's kind of embarrassing, but there you go. It's how I roll, baby doll. Okay. That's my puckered lip expression. And now I'm going to select this and put it on. And the jaw is a bit too open, so it would most suit that pose. So I'll grab this jaw. Okay, so for the first loop, I'm going to have this pose, that head pose, the second one. This one, there we go. And I'm going to have him pelvic thrusting to each beat. So what I'm going to go do now, I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to animate the pelvic thrust with the body thrusting as well, and I'm going to loop that for each pulse of the beat. There we go. I have finished my first dance loop. So as you can see, it just repeats the same thing on the 1, 2, the 3, and the 4. And it's a simple pelvic thrust. So when I test it now with the music, alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alrighty, so I'm going to create my second dance variation. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to call it loop 2. I'm going to go into here, create a new face pose. I want that face. I want the eyebrows up. There we go. Alright, so out here I'm swapping the face pose to be down here, and I'm going to copy a single frame of this animation and just remove all that frame by frame work that I've done. What do I want to do for this next one? First of all, pick that face pose. I'm going to anchor the head around the neck, which I should have done before. Okay, so I'm thinking having the hands out and moving the hips side to side. So I'm now going to animate that, and instead of, in the previous loop it was repeated 4 times, this one will repeat twice in the space of the 4 counts. So 1 repetition will go up to the 27th frame. So I'm going to get to work on that now. Alright, so I've finished my second dance loop, and it looks a little something like this. Alright. Pretty sexy. So now I can put another one in. So for the third one, I'm going to animate a full pelvic thrust on every 1, 2, 3, 4, so every second pulse. So I'm going to get straight into that. Alrighty, I've finished animating the third loop, which looks a little something like this. Alrighty, and I will do one more. Let me think. What have we got so far? We've got loop 1 is this. Loop 2 and loop 3. I won't necessarily do them in this order. In fact, I actually think that loop 1 would be better going after loop 3. Anyways, what I'm going to do for the last loop, which I actually think I might make the first loop, is just a simple standing on the spot, sort of head pulsing with the beat and the body fairly still. So this one will be pretty simple to do, to be completely honest. I think that'll about do it. Let me just see how that looks. Just a little bit of a pulse. Alright, I'm happy with that. So now what I want to do is put this to music. So I'm going to delete my number frames, this top layer I have in these loop clips, where I have the 1, 2, 3, 4 count. I'm just going to go in there and get rid of them. Okay, so now that they're gone, I'm going to have a bit of a progression with the music. So we have dum, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and bum. Okay, so I'll replace the cymbal now with which one should come next? Loop 2. So I'll go to loop 2. Alright, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and let's go to loop 3. And then loop 1, which I should rename. I'm going to rename these. So, okay, and just for kicks, I'm going to add a crowd of JAZZA'S dancing in the background, because why not? Okay, so next we're going to get the VCam ready. And before we get into this, I'm going to copy everything I have so far in this movie clip. So select all the frames, Control-Alt-C to copy them all, and I'm going to go back to the main timeline and paste them on frame. Oh, well, I might as well just go from the start because I don't need that intro bit. So now that everything is on the main timeline, I've got the simple fade in that I did here with just a 100% alpha rectangle going to 0% alpha, and it's just plain white. And then I'm going to paste my VCam, And if you want to use my VCam, you can feel free to just grab it from the reference file from the link in the description. This is an ActionScript 3 VCam. Alright, so now that I've got my VCam placed, I want it to pulse in time with the beat. So to do that, I'm going to go inside my character and I'm going to steal these frames here where I can see the beat go into my VCam. Or no, sorry, I'm not going into my VCam. I'm selecting it, hitting F8 and making a graphic with the VCam, and I'm calling this VCam Pulses. And hitting enter. Actually, I won't do that there. Sorry, undo that. I'm going to make that clip here where the animation changes. So I'm going to select that, call the graphic VCam Pulses, hit enter. Then I'm going to go inside, paste those frames I copied to show the beat, and on my first frame I'm going to have it go in and tween out, ease it out, and paste the same thing on those frames so that we get this pulse, and that will follow the timing of the song. Alrighty, so at the start there are no pulses. See, and I'm gonna have it fade in. I want this dude to be a bit smaller out here, and I'm gonna have the camera zoom in like this. Alright, so I think I'll be pretty happy with that. I'm just going to test it and see how it looks. I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, I'm an idiot. Alright, that is perfect. I'm gonna add a few camera rotations, and I'm gonna add a few little after effecty thingies in post-production in Premiere, just to kind of have some text saying, you know, what this is all about. This isn't just about having topless me dancing. But anyways, that should be a sufficient tutorial. I hope you I don't have much to say about this really, like why I do these strange things, but I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, see you later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy my videos. You can download the reference files from this tutorial by clicking the link in the description. And remember to share any art, animation or game you make on Newgrounds.com. Until next time, see you later.